Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about an extremely relevant topic that's been a topic of discussion in the United States, Europe, China, Brazil, and all over the world, which is the issue of the burst of the artificial intelligence bubble. Nvidia had millions of dollars in losses yesterday. It even reached $1 billion, and it's all because of this name right here, Deepseek. What is Deepseek? Rodrigo. It's an artificial intelligence very similar to ChatGPT, but it's free and open source, which means anyone can not only not modify it, but also download it to their computer and use it without needing a super powerful machine. Moreover, in addition, it's also significantly faster and more energy efficient in comparison to other methods. We're going to cover everything in this video. And here's what happens. I even put Batman here hitting Robin. What happened? All the big tech companies that invest in artificial intelligence, Microsoft, Google, Nvidia, all saw their stock values drop. But this isn't a video about the stock market. We're going to talk about what's happening. I'm going to react to a video from Fire Chip, which is one of the biggest channels in the world that talks about technology, that talks about coding, and he gave the other one his economic and political opinion. So let's get right to it. Remember to subscribe to his channel. Let's react and share my opinion. After all, I taught the psyche within my mentorship. I've already made a video about how to use it. I'll save that for the end of the video, but I'll show you how to use it, how to download it to your computer, and how to use it on your phone. We'll talk about that. We'll get to it in a bit. 3, 2, 1. Just a reminder, leave a comment down below. Do you use ChatGPT? Have you used Deepseek? Are you thinking about maybe not paying the $20 plan for ChatGPT to use Deepseek for free? Comment down below because I want to know your opinion. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Last week, the Chinese company Deepseek shocked the world by surpassing Openai. By launching the R1 open source model, not only does it surpass the $200 O1 reasoning model, but it also beats the Claude-Sonian Gemini. It excels in important benchmarks, but more importantly, it passes my vibe test, just like many others on the internet. As long as you don't ask what happened on April 15th, 1989 in a math win.
Well, here, basically, what is he talking about? He's saying that in some tests with Deepseek, because it's Chinese, so if you ask something or possibly another about the history of China, it either doesn't respond or it responds and then deletes it.
So, basically, that's what he's talking about. Open for him, and he had the answers in advance. In recent days, Normus has been learning about the R1, and it has gone viral, becoming the #1 app in America. This is a problem for the big players.
It's one of the most downloaded, both on Android, in the Play Store, as well as on iOS. On the iPhone, in fact, it even went offline and came back. It even stayed. Sometimes, you know when you send a question and the server says, oh, it's full here because it's free, it's in the hype, everyone is jumping in, but then you wait about 10 minutes and it starts working.
Because for the deception to continue, artificial intelligence needs to be difficult and require thousands of GPUs to function. But the Deepseek R1 cost less than $10 million, and actually it was a side project of a hedge fund.
What is he talking about here? Guys, here's the thing. Nvidia was already a good company. In fact, I invest in it. So what happens next? It was more focused on games, all right? And then the issue of the pandemic started. So what happened next? They started buying graphics cards to mine cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and everything else. Nvidia has already seen a rise. Then the hype around artificial intelligence started. And by the way, what are Nvidia's graphics cards used for? To handle all that immense processing power. But what happens? Nvidia started selling a lot of graphics cards. No other company has Nvidia's capability to manufacture these graphics cards. And then Nvidia sells to everyone. Sells to Microsoft, sells to Apple, sells to Google. Sells to Elon Musk over there through Zai. So Nvidia sells to everyone. It's at the top. But what happens? Who needs them? Who needs these Nvidia graphics cards? The companies that use, manufacture, and develop AIs. And these AIs in all the companies, let's take OpenAI from the chat of EPT. They say that in their coding, in their system, in their AI, it requires immense processing power that consumes a lot of energy. And since AI makes money, what do investors do? They put in thousands, billions of dollars to invest in these chips. But what exactly happens when investors put money into these big techs? And ultimately, what does it mean? These big techs buy chips from Nvidia. And suddenly an AI comes in and says like this, it's not quite like that. My model is much cheaper. It requires much less processing, consumes way less energy, and it's still free. What happens? the stocks drop because now investors are thinking, should I keep putting my money in? Right? I've already invested. I want more information. And in the stock market, the crowd, an individual, you and I, sometimes can get scared and sell. It creates panic, and then you sell the stocks. And that's why there's this drop, which many say is when you buy at a discount. Anyway, let's continue.
The goal is to create long-term social value. Wall Street is terrified and Nvidia's stocks are going to be crushed. Today, Nvidia has been the main beneficiary of the AI boom, but the whole bubble just took a brutal hit from reality. In today's video, we're going to find out how Deepseek just changed the course of history.
Well, let's go, everyone. I want your opinion on this. I don't believe it's a bubble. Just like, for example, the internet bubble, where anything you put .com, there, even if there wasn't a service there, something generating money, you put .com and that was it. It made money. Then later, there was the metaverse, which is pretty recent, where people were buying land. The metaverse hadn't even launched. People didn't know what it was for. It wasn't clear what the benefit was of entering the virtual world with heavy and uncomfortable goggles. To have a meeting with a bunch of little figures? So it was a bubble. People bought land there for thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then it crashed. Now, artificial intelligence, not just intelligence artificial, today, in my company, I have mentoring, I have courses, I have 10 YouTube channels. Out of those 10, 5 are international, and I use it. It was about text, video, images, and so on. So the benefit is clear. People are using it. They're working better. So the question isn't about a bubble, right? The issue is being inflated, being overvalued. So what happens? There might be a drop in value, but there will come a time when it will stabilize. Like stable, let's say, right? So for me, it has added value. It has benefits, of course. It's just a matter of being a bit above the value.
Right. From January 2025. And are you addressing the code report? The big tech companies are shaking. When Sam Altman dealt with Twitch, a revolution can't be made or stopped. The only thing that can be done is for one of your many children to guide you through victories. I'm not sure if this is Napoleon Dynamite or Napoleon Bonaparte. The funny part is that he almost got exposed by someone with an anime profile picture. That said, it's not that complicated. Dude, you just have to launch a better model. In addition to trying to remain competitive with Deepseek, OpenAI, it's also offering its all-mini model to free users. But that's not all. They also launched a new tool called Operator, which gives the AI access to a browser and allows it to click buttons and play around.
Well, I don't know what his opinion is there, but let's go. First question. It's much easier for you to keep going. A model that is already trained, it's already structured. The other day was the anniversary of the first version of ChatGPT, of what it means to build something from scratch. But then, when you're on top, you don't have an interest in having a better model, a more optimized model, because you're already on top. OpenAI is on top, Google is on top. Now, when a project comes along with less than 200 people, then it was a secondary project, it wasn't even a priority. And do something better. What's going to happen? These big companies aren't going to go away. You know what's going to happen? They're going to stick with this model that's out now, or they're going to launch an update or a lighter model. And this lighter model, which they often call mini, for example, what's going to happen? They're going to blatantly, in a manner that is completely, imitate the way in which Deepseek works. So they will obviously recover, but it's clear that now Nvidia, for example, will keep selling graphics cards. But now there's no justification for so many graphics cards. For example, just giving my feedback, forms in your name, what is a game changer?
ChatGPT can participate in court DUI courses or other online tasks. And in the future, humans won't need websites or user interfaces anymore. OpenAI keeps innovating in this area.
The operator is basically an agent. This year is the year of video pathways and agents. This OpenAI agent, which I've already made a video about here on the channel, then you do a search, basically open the Chrome browser and the browser you say something like buy any ticket. The computer moves the mouse cursor by itself. Because it's the operator or agent, it goes to the website, searches for the ticket, and when it finds the best price, it asks, can I buy it? Then you say yes, and then you buy it. This can be for shopping. It can be for investments. It can be a purchase on Amazon, Mercado Libre, Best Buy, and so on. It does everything that can be done in the internet browser, except that instead of Chrome, it's very similar, but it's OpenAI's own browser. And so it's fantastic that they can interact with the pathways.
The operator is only available to people on the $200 plan, and overall opinions are quite mixed. That's cool and all, but the Chinese are really killing it.
Now, like this plan is $200. But the signal in the morning said that it's already coming for the $20 version. Now, what happens when Deepseek, which is now in the hype, is going to get more investors? They go there and launch an agent that's cheaper, or sometimes it's right there in the open source for free, right? Because obviously they have investors, right? You can't do something for free if there's no other way to monetize it. But imagine if they launch a free operator like kind of now before OpenAI and then take it out. Release the operator, which costs $200 per month. For this 20 comes Deepseek and Lanza like that and releases it for free. Wow, just imagine the loss.
Deepseek is one thing, but they also launched a tool called Honey-1 3D, which can generate 3D meshes and textures, and that's huge for people like me who have spent years trying to get better at Blender. But the crazy part about Deepseek is that it was just a side project that cost very little to produce. And even the brand Andressa, and he called it one of the most incredible and impressive innovations he's ever seen. Deep for the world. And the stock market is in a panic. And it just wiped out almost $1 trillion in value, with Nvidia being the biggest loser, followed by other companies.
What's funny about it? If you look there, it's that Apple was in the positive because Apple is really behind. Apple Intelligence had a lot of countries that didn't make it. The promised features haven't arrived yet. So since she didn't invest much, she ended up coming out on top, including the fact that they launched the Mac Mini, and the Mac Mini, which is good, but not that powerful, can now run Deepseek right. So Apple, thank God I have Nvidia, but I have Apple, it went up. That's really good.
A diversified portfolio like Taiwan Semiconductor and Broadcom. Look, Nvidia basically had a monopoly on AI training for the last decade because they have better Linux drivers than AMD, and all the machine learning algorithms are optimized for libraries like CUDA, which is proprietary and can only run on Nvidia GPUs, and they have the infrastructure to connect all these GPUs together. When AI models get bigger and more popular, Nvidia's profits are increasing. But did someone manage to get Deepseek running on any Apple M2 Ultras? And this is the top-of-the-line model with 680 billion parameters.
At that, M2 is like about 3, 4, a few generations back there, of the new Mac Mini. So that means they got it to work on computers that are like already outdated. Did you understand?
And that's terrifying if you're an investor pouring billions into AI, because if the best cutting-edge model can run on relatively cheap consumer hardware, and it's free and open source and developed in China, how are we going to make any money? Wow. People are calling this a moment. Sputnik. When Russia launched the first artificial satellite in 1957, the United States was shocked.
Now, yes, right? Let's comment. And there's that issue of being from China, right? And China, we know that the government is always watching. The government is always in control. So the question is like this. Is there a concern, on the other hand, because it's open source, like everyone is really good at it, who is a code expert will be looking at the code. So if there was something hidden there, surely the code people would check it out. So I believe that this distrust of the Chinese government, because it is a Chinese product, is dispelled by the fact that it is open source. Otherwise, I would believe that there would be this distrust.
It took a decade to make a comeback. When America achieved its greatest feat by filming a man on the moon in Nevada, that's a joke. And even the smartest technology in the world, Deepseek believes in missions to the moon. We had a good journey on this AI hive train, but now it's time to move on. I'm excited about brain chips, quantum computers, artificial meat printers, nanorobots, digital resurrection, and all kinds of other technology that will make the world a better place.
Guys, I want to know what you think. What do you all think? Do you think OpenAI took a hit? Will it recover quickly? It's going to launch a more streamlined model, Deepseek style. You were already using ChatGPT, Google Gemini, the cloud Anthropic. Which one were you using? Are you going to stop paying for the OpenAI plan to use Deepseek? Just a reminder that I made a video teaching you how to use it on your computer and how to use it on your phone. I'll leave the link in the video description. All right, just go in there, click and watch. And there, at the end of this video, it also shows how to download it for free to your computer. All right, leave your comments, give this video a like, hype it up. All right, and if you have any questions, just leave them.